Hi guys, been a little while. Operation Vegan Thanksgiving is well underway. Oh, I got some blood on my lens. Sorry guys. Ew, yuck. Okay, it's just dust. Yeah, it just looks like dust. But anyway, sorry. That was random. I'm like, wow, I haven't did that in a while. I am doing everything I can the night before. I am fixing Thanksgiving dinner this year. And what was going to be just me and the boyfriend and my parents has turned into a little bigger of an ordeal. Because my sister and her husband are now going to be here. So I have made a homemade, well not completely because I bought the crust, cherry almond pie. It's not really all that almond, it's got a little almond extract in it because that's what the recipe called for. And I was like, hey, I could put sliced almonds on it and it would be really pretty. So I pre-baked it. This was the first minor snafu I found because I bought sweet cherries. And the recipe I was using used tart cherries. It also used fresh cherries and I used frozen cherries. And I thought the pie crust I bought was pre-cooked and it wasn't. So I filled it without pre-baking it. So I've pre-baked it and it's starting to brown a little bit. It's a little soft, but I'm gonna put it in there for the rest of the way tomorrow and it'll toast up the almonds on the top, so I think it'll be good. And I made cranberry sauce. It looks lovely. It's actually cooled down enough I think I could transfer it to the fridge, and the pectin in it makes it set up so it's all nice and tasty. And oh, with the cherry pie there's even a little bit extra. It's not like a really bright red like that dyed stuff, but that is going to be delicious on ice cream, I think. So that's exciting. And then next thing is I'm fixing out of the Kind Diet book, Isha Silverstone's book, pecan crusted seitan medallions. They're gonna look like that, except for they're gonna be on top of a bunch of Nigel Lawson's recipe for double mashed potatoes, which is sweet potatoes and white potatoes. And I've fixed them several times before. They're a real crowd pleaser. My brother-in-law is not a big fan, but everyone else, so he can eat other potatoes. So my mother loaned me this big tray of hers, and so I'm gonna make a big bed of it, and then put the pecan crusted medallions on the top and then covered in fresh parsley, and I think it'll look really chefy and stuff. Oh, and I bought these. Ta-da. Ta-da. These are Fuji apples. They smell so good. I wanted a not so sweet of an apple, but these were the biggest ones I could find, and I'm going to core them and stuff them with dried cranberries and walnuts. And I've got little pecans and some almonds left over too, so I'm going to throw those in. They turned me off. Some sunflower seeds and probably some maple syrup. And I've got some suka nut, which is kind of like brown sugar. It's like raw brown sugar that I'm going to sprinkle over the top so it'll get all nice and toasty and stuff in the oven. And that's going to be dessert. We got salad stuff too. Oh, here's the seitan, in case you guys are wondering what that looks like. I can't see what I'm looking at. But yes, I bought Upton's Naturals. I've never made seitan before. I'm making a lot of things I've never made. I've never made a pie from scratch unless it was a pumpkin pie. I've made pumpkin pie several times because I got a recipe I really like. And so I was wanting to do something different, and cherry pie is my brother-in-law's favorite apparently, and my sister's for that matter, so. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I've got a collab video to shoot and loads of videos to edit. I'm very excited. Some of my coworkers, if you are watching, I do have all of the footage from the Halloween parties, from Race for the Cure, and I've got some stuff from Harry Potter. I have not asked everybody if I can post stuff from Harry Potter yet. We did a big, for you guys who don't know, we did a big show thing at work for the movie release. And I don't know if I already told you guys this, I was Fleur de la Cour, and my mother helped me make my costume. There is some of it. Doobie-boo. With the crowning achievement, quite literally the crown. Move over there, get back in the closet. Shoot you, was the hat. I spent a lot of time on this hat, and I have footage of me dyeing it. And there it is. What do you think? I thought it was, it's not exact, but, it's close enough, and I was really happy with it, and I made it myself, like, not totally, like, I didn't felt it, well, I sort of felted it myself, but I didn't make it out of felt. I just bought a wool hat, and I reshaped it, and I washed it, reshaped it, I dyed it, I cut all the crap that was on it off, But anyway, it's been an exciting couple of weeks. And I have a collab video to shoot for Proto, and then the Life in a Day is wanting people for the soundtrack, and I thought that would be fun. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to try to upload a video, probably do this one tonight, and maybe another one tomorrow, but we'll see. So, happy Thanksgiving, I'm excited. I'll show you guys the table and stuff when it's all ready. And that's it. Bye! Oh my gosh, guys, I quite nearly flipped out. I made a terrible mistake when it came to the seitan I showed you. I bought the wrong kind. I've never used it before. I've never cooked it before. That's why I was so excited about it, a little nervous. And I bought the only seitan I could find, and apparently that's the crumbly kind. And I noticed as soon as I tried to cut it, it just fell apart. Oh my gosh. In fact, I have it here. I'll show you. But before you look at me like I'm a crazy person, I was like, oh, well, at first I kind of freaked out a little bit. It's like, oh, well, maybe it's just like tempeh and tofu and stuff, and if it falls apart or something, you can just mix it up and then form it back together in whatever shape you want. So I did. Or I tried to, and it wasn't working. I was like, oh, maybe it just needs to break down a little more, so I pulled out the bullet, and I thought I blended up, and it got worse. So I started freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, where else am I going to find seitan? You can't find it anywhere. I found that at Whole Foods, and I was like, oh my gosh, Whole Foods is going to close in like 30 minutes, and I'm probably at least 30 minutes away from Whole Foods as it is, and that was the only kind I could even find there. So I was like, oh my gosh, I was freaking out, and I thought, Tom Tom's open. What else could I get? And I was so glad they had 2 packages of these. These are not vegan, but they are vegetarian. They use egg and wheat. And, oh, cornbread actually makes really great, they actually make really good meat substitutes. I'm not a big fan of meat substitutes that try to taste like meat in general, but I have to say, they do a really good job. So I'm like, I am relieved. See, these should taste delicious in that herby, tomatoey marinade overnight, and then covered in crushed pecans and sauteed. I mean, so they'll be kind of like, you know, marinated chicken cutlets with a crunchy topping, and so, I'm like, thank God. I was freaking out. I was like, that's my main course. I don't have another main course. There's nothing else I could do. I was gonna give myself a panic attack. I was like, oh my gosh, everything else is gonna be closed. I don't know what we're gonna do. The only thing that's gonna be open tomorrow is like Walmart, and they're not gonna have anything that's vegetarian for main course. Oh my gosh, I was spazzing. I had like 1 package of tempeh, and I was like, oh my gosh, that would be a generous portion for like 2, not 6, which is what I've got over tomorrow. Like, okay, crisis averted. So I'm thrilled. They had 2 packages left. They kind of cost an arm and a leg, but it is worth it. Save my sanity and Thanksgiving dinner. Oh my gosh, I actually had like cute little story and stuff to tell you guys. I was thinking about Pocahontas earlier, and the actual story of Pocahontas.